Hello, everyone. How are we? Happy Saturday. One in the chat if you can hear me, please. Hope we're all well. Yeah, I wasn't planning on actually doing a live today, but I just thought, let me do it. Oh, do we have a new member? Hello, Arnold. Oh, thank you so much for joining, Arnold. Thank you. I need to do my semi-weekly post where I post all new members and donations. So please forgive me, I haven't done that yet. I will get around to it soon. All right, you can all hear me. So let's see who's here. Robert Collins, hello. Hello, Church Nelly. Yes, happy Super Saturday to all. You've got your moonshine ready. Great. Oh, thank you, Carolyn. What a great way to start Saturday indeed. Or to end Saturday if you're here in the UK. Who else is here? Hello, Annie. It's going to be a relatively short one. Probably no more than like 30, 40 minutes. We'll see how things go. If you start coming in thick and fast in the comments, it might be a bit longer. Otherwise, I haven't got a whole lot to say. Someone said Kate is catching hell on social media. Is there something I missed? What's she catching hell for? what has she said about Africa this time? Yes, Super Saturday to you as well, Cynthia. Oh, I can see all the all the dancing. You're all dancing. Hello, Cynthia. Hello, Ethan's husband. April May. Hello, Lydia. Palena. Patricia. Hello, Joyce. Okay, I think all the usual suspects are here. Just give me a second because for some reason my slides are refusing to load. So I have to try and get them up again. This is the problem with technology sometimes. Let me know what you guys who maybe didn't catch the who didn't catch Better Up Live. Have you been watching the replays? Let me know what you think about that. I still have to go through and watch all of the replays that I missed, but I will do that at some point. I think they're going to put them up on the actual Better Up website, so you can go through anything that you missed. And it looks like from what they did and the feedback that it's quite likely that they'll do it again. So very excited about that. Oh dear. Okay, I think my slides are almost ready to load. Sorry everyone, I'm not the most prepared today. Okay. Patricia, I'm not going to address Piss Moron today. He's just not worth it. Like, it's so predictable. Oh, thank you, Mrs. S as well, another new member. Thank you so much. Thank you for joining. 2 new members today. I'm not going to address Piss Moron today because he's just not even worth it. It's so predictable that he just comes out and says something every single time Harry and Meghan do something, and it's his one-trick pony now. It's just not even worth it. So unless it's something that I honestly feel like, okay, this needs to be addressed. I mean, I haven't spoken about Piss Moron in what, like a month? And I felt that it was relevant then, but this is just predictable, everyone. No, it's just, he's not worth it. Sorry, Hunt. Not today, Satan. um, let's see. Okay, I think I've caught up with. Hmm. Kiki Baby. I watched most of Better Up and it was very well done. It was. I think it was all pre-recorded, but it was still all scheduled very well and it all flowed very well as well. Um, so yeah, I agree. It was very, very well done. And I do assume that it's gonna be something that they grow and expand on. Cat Harlem, you're doing a purging of the house. Good for you. I'm doing the same. I still need to watch the Better Art recaps. Yeah, try and split your stuff into keep, throw away, sell, give to charity, and give to friends and family. That's how I've kind of split my stuff. Yes, Catherine. Harry looked great in this picture, but his new brother barber is lined up now and more handsome. Yeah, we're gonna get to the haircut as well. A lot of people were talking about the haircut. um, what else? Yeah, Joyce, piss moron is desperate for attention and a job. He overestimated his value, hugely overestimated his value. After what he did to Megan, he is effectively a liability. He took it way, way too far, and this was always going to happen. He just nah. He listen. He's been around for a very, very long time. And sooner or later, they all just lose their popularity. People get bored. There's other younger, kind of right wing people coming into the space. So, there's people who were very, very big in this space some time ago that are now disappeared. Look at people like Katie Hopkins or, well, who is that other one, that blonde one, Yellow Yiannopoulos or something like that, whatever. Like, they all have their moment and then they fade away. So that's exactly what's going to happen to him as well. They'll get bored. Oh, lordy lord, give me one moment because I have not plugged in my laptop. It's about to go dead. Okay, oh my goodness, I would have just cut out and you guys would have been, where did she go? And you wouldn't even know that my laptop just died. Let's see. Okay, I think I've got through most of your comments. So let's cookies and cream with her with her usual kangaroo comment that I'm not gonna put on the screen. But I do love you, cookies and cream. Sandra, no one should give Piss Morgan the oxygen he's feeling by so very little thing about the Sussexes he can jump onto to be recognised. Yeah, it's all he has left, everyone. I'm almost kind of enjoying his slow demise at this point. Okay, I think we can get started. Wow, 300 of you here already. I think this is the most I've had in the chat this early in the chat. So thumbs up, please. I guess it's a Saturday, so there's more of you around. Let's start with, what should we start with? Okay, let's start with the more dramatic stuff. This. I'm lost for words. The fact that someone who, in my mind, and I think in the mind of many, is a bully, would get justice when somebody else was allegedly bullying him, but people who he's bullied can't get justice. Now, to be honest with you, when it comes to the situation with Carolyn Flack, I don't actually know the details of what he said about Carolyn or why people felt that he bullied her. Supposedly, there were some stories that he wrote that came out at the time, but then he kind of did a 360 and came out and started supporting her afterwards. I do know though that there are other celebrities who have said very clearly that they did feel bullied by him. One of those people being Alexandra Burke. And this was actually a message that Alexandra wrote to Dan Wooten. And you can see this is actually retweeted by Gary Lineker, who's another big UK star here, who said blocked him yonks ago. Dreadful bloke. So this is another celebrity here calling him dreadful. And she said in her message, Dan, every time we have met, you've been lovely. I'm finding it hard to read all of the lies that you've published about me. I've tried my best to just be strong and brush it all off, but mentally it's taken its toll. It hurts so much to read yet another fake story when all I want to do is enjoy this journey on Strictly. So this is when she was on Strictly Come Dancing. Please spread love. Life is too short for all of this. Much love, Alexandra. And Alexandra actually said, in an interview that UK has a massive problem with confident women. And can anybody really disagree with this? This happens time and time and time again, especially in regards to women of color. And I think I've missed putting on the screen here, but Dan actually did say while Alexandra was on Strictly that she was just too confident. How can you say to someone who is on a dancing show, literally a dancing show, that she is, quote, too confident, and that's why people in the UK don't like her? So basically verifying what Alexandra is saying. How can you hate someone for being too confident on a dancing show? And I think numerous times, despite the fact that she was very good on the show, she was in the bottom set. So the fact that she would actually come out and write this message shows that she did feel very bullied, and she did feel that the bullying really did get to her. And I think in another interview, she did actually say that she did feel very down and that she had to seek help. And I just don't understand how it's totally okay for a lot of these tabloid journalists to bully and harass others. I mean, I remember the day after the whole situation with Harry and Meghan's security came out, that fake story in the Daily Mail, basically twisting the whole situation with the security. And Dan Wooten himself actually tweeted this just very vitriolic comment about, Harry and Meghan wanted to go off and become, millionaires. So like, what are they complaining about? And all of this stuff. And it's just like, can you just stop with the fake outrage? Okay. You don't care about the royal family. You don't even actually care about Harry and Meghan other than to get clicks for your stories. So where are you coming out with all of this hatred and vitriol for two people who are just going off, minding their own business? Like, stop acting like you care so much about what Harry and Meghan are doing and how that reflects on the royal family. Because how does Harry and Meghan minding their own business reflect bad on the royal family in comparison to, say, I don't know, the nonce called Prince Andrew, who these type of journalists, the likes of Dan Wooten, never have the same amount of energy for? The energy for people like Andrew does not match the energy and hatred that they give to Harry and Meghan, who are minding their own business, making their own money. They're not sucking off the taxpayer, and they're not going around being perverts with teenagers, allegedly. So, I'm going to read through an article just to go through exactly what happened between Andrew Brady, Caroline Flack's ex, and Dan Wooten, and why he was charged. But all I can say is, I hope in a way this might actually open up a can of worms. Because if Dan Wooten can get justice for this situation here, please tell me why Harry and Meghan can't get justice against the entire press establishment who have done nothing but bully them. Wasn't Dan Wooten himself the one who came out and said, the calls are coming from inside the palace? That was him. So he knows full well the smear campaign that's been launched against them. and that him and a lot of the tabloid press, who constantly go after them for no reason with their fake outrage, have been part of it. Um, this is this. The courts on the island are so unfair. Dan, whatever, is the one who should be in jail. That manless man has harassed us kids repeatedly. Karma will visit them one day. I hope so, because I hope that this really does open up a can of worms. Because with this case, every time a case like this happens, this is partly how the law is made. When somebody takes a case to court, they can cite other cases where people got charged. So what's stopping Harry and Meghan from citing this case in going after anybody that's bullied them in the media? Mm. That Catherine, the same usual suspect, always complains after the success, so anything successful, I do not pay attention to that bad energy. Yeah, but it's difficult sometimes. Um, yeah, and a bunch of bullies on the island. That's why all decided the USA to make more money and more peace. Literally, it's a complete opposite of more money, more problems. When you're in the UK, it's more money, more problems. When you're then you go over to the US and it's more money, more peace, because the press here in the UK want to have an abusive relationship with celebrities. Thank you if you've handled the troll. Mrs. S, can you imagine being Dan and someone asking you what do you do for a living and you answer harass people? I don't know, for money. That's basically what all tabloid journalists do. All of them. Mm. Dan, how am I going don't live in the UK anymore? Why they use the news stories to generate money, dear? Is Caroline Flack's boyfriend in jail? Well, it looks like he is for now. I mean, I don't know if they're going to appeal this, but let me just grab the news story and then I can read through what the details were, because I'm still a little bit iffy on the details myself. And let's be honest, because it's the UK press that are reporting on this, they may not report on it with complete truth. Okay, so, and I'm reading from a report here. Judge Jeremy Richardson, sitting at a Sheffield Crown Court, said Andrew Brady, so that's Caroline Flack's ex, claims that Wooten was in some way responsible for Flack's death were wholly irrational, noting the former executive of The Sun was actually a friend of the Love Island presenter who died in 2020. Judge Richardson told Brady his attacks on Wooten, a Mail Online columnist, had everything to do with your craving for celebrity status and your irration that the press were not in the least interested in your somewhat uninteresting life. Wow. Um, Brady, 31, admitted harassment at a hearing earlier this week and was on Friday jailed for 4 months. Richardson noted that given the time the defendant served on remand, he would be released in the very near future. He imposed, listen to this, listen to this. He imposed a 10-year restraining order banning Brady from contacting Wooten, posting anything about him online, or going within 200 yards of his home or workplace. Okay, so I really do hope that Harry and Meghan's lawyers are looking at this. He's banned from posting anything about Dan Wooten online. Describing some of the social media posts and messages about Wooten as utterly outrageous, Judge Richardson warned Brady he faces a prison sentence measured in years if he breaches the order. According to the court hearing earlier this week, harassment of Wooten took place between February and April of last year and included using WhatsApp, Snapchat, Twitter, Instagram, online blogs, and YouTube to cause the journalist alarm and distress. Okay, so literally every single avenue that trolls and tabloid rat journalists use to bully and harass Harry and Meghan and write untrue, slanderous stories about them. The charge revealed Brady had harassed Wooten by using social media to accuse him of being a sex offender and murderer, to compare him with Weinstein, to ask for their disagreements to be settled by violence, and to repeatedly state his intention to end Wooten's career and ensure he would be jailed. Okay, so the thing about Wooten being an offender, there were messages that and this is just what I think that he's referring to about him being a you know what offender. There were messages that went around about a year ago from an unnamed source alleging that Wooten had um, this person claimed, this unnamed person claimed that Wooten had violated him in some way, and he posted these messages online. Now, these were never proven to be true. Nobody really knows who posted these messages or who were behind them. They could have just been fake. Nobody ever pressed charges, but I'm assuming that's where Brady's claims were coming from in regards to Dan Wooten. So Brady also, but let me just stress that those were just those claims were never proven. Brady also invited his social media followers to assist you in your crusade, the charge stated. He posted on Instagram, I feel like getting rid of him once and for all today, and left Wooten WhatsApp voicemails threatening to deal with him when the police were not around and saying that he would go away for a very long time. Brady also used Snapchat to post an explicit picture of himself and invite Wooten to engage in sexual activity. So yeah, I mean, I'm not going to argue at all that any of that was harassment and that he shouldn't face some kind of charge for what he did. But it then begs the question, um, given the way that these tabloid journalists and online trolls have treated Harry and Meghan, well, what's stopping the law from also bringing those people to justice as well? So, to your comments, Helene, that's what the press want. They have to prove the things they write about are false, and that gives the press new things to write about. Yeah. And it's a lot to have to go through um, every single claim when there's literally 50 new claims written about you every single day. And I think some people, or a lot of celebrities, shy away from it because they don't want to come across as litigious. And I think some people are almost scared of having that reputation. But I just think, you know what? It's about time that I think a lot of celebrities do really just start getting petty. I don't care how little the rumor is. I don't care how small it is. Just sue. Just keep suing them until they stop. Like you should not be able to outright say something as a fact when it's not true. Mm, okay. Yeah, Gwendolyn, the trolls get away with everything. Yes, Robert, we shouldn't refer to anyone in the tabloid press as journalists. They're nothing more than gossip columnists. Absolutely. But, it's a two-way street, and they're able to do what they do because there is a market for it. Yeah, Mary, so Dan can bully people, but his feelings are like tissue paper. Mm. Mrs. S, they're using Harry's haircut to push Pedro off the front pages. Um, Cheryl, until they say something extremely egregious, Harry and Meghan will not respond to the bullies. It only fuels the fire. That's true also. But I feel like if more celebrities did it and did it more often, it would just put them off eventually. Hello, Nubian Queen. Thank you for joining us. Thank you, everybody who's joined us so far. I've just noticed that I think we've jumped to what, 400? Amazing. Um, Cookies and cream. The Honourable family and Waitress British press are upset because they can't break Harry and Meghan. That is very, very true. Amy, this is the beginning of a long overdue pushback on these so-called journalists who have ruined so many people's lives. I hope so. Hello, Joseph. Hate and fake outrage pays the bills and clicks. Truth has nothing to do with it. Bullying and means Meanness is profitable as long as you don't mind checking your soul and integrity at the door. Yeah. Um, yeah, Diane, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are looking at this case and going, "What the f? Like, this just doesn't make any sense." I mean, I'm not trying to say that the guy didn't perhaps go too far and doesn't deserve some kind of penalty. I don't know if he deserves jail time for this. I would have said maybe a heavy fine and community service. Um, but how he can get charged and these rodent journalists can't is just anyone's guess. Yes, Lydia, the Oscars should use the same law for the harassment they receive. Um, I'm just trying to get through your comments. Oh, hello, Denise, listening from Greece. Welcome, welcome. Dan, more celebrities should sue when they're slandered and bullied. I feel like we are definitely in the era of suing the fools. I feel like this is the beginning of justice for people in the public eye, but also the beginning of the end for mean trolls. Okay, I think that is enough of that story. On to uh oh yeah, sorry, actually before I do go on to the next thing, I just did wanna one last thing on this. You know, just look at the number of stories by Piss Moron. Look at that. I mean, just on this screen, like, I can count what 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. I mean, this is probably only half of what he's written. All about the same people. Just fake outrage. Piss Moron doesn't care um, about the royal family's name. Heck, the royal family doesn't care about the royal family's name. They're protecting a nonce. They've protected many nonces. So I'm just tired of this fake outrage. Oh, everything that Harry and Meghan do is selfish, and I mean, my gosh. And as gullible fangirl here said on Twitter, I'm still baffled at the inane need to paint everything Harry and Meghan do as wrong, no matter what it is, and the thirst to see them fail. It's so widespread. A whole country presses on it. I do not get it. Never will. And Matt Haig, who's famous author, who's also stood up for Meghan, said if a celebrity dies by suicide after a massive media onslaught, this is manslaughter via the press. The media love ticking boxes and doing their mental health campaigns, but fail to take any accountability when they impact people's health. And there you go. Hi. Okay. On to the next thing. Give me a sec. Ah, yes. Is this it? Okay. So Harry's haircut that's being pushed everywhere. This just annoyed me because I mean, look at the number of headlines about his haircut. All of this about royal fans go crazy for Harry's haircut. Like I saw a couple of people online um complimenting Harry for his haircut, but really the majority of fans were focused on the actual day itself and um focused on what the day meant and all the positive things that it meant for work. And you can see the statement that came out. Analysis of Google data by Digital ID shows searches for mental health help at work skyrocketed 3,300% in the UK after Prince Harry said employees should be given time out to focus on themselves. The Duke took part in a panel with Serena Williams, hosted by Better Up, where he admitted he experienced burnout, adding that he now needs to meditate every single day. Search shot up to 30 times the average volume following the discussion. Data also showed searches for workplace therapists exploded 405%, A spokesperson for Digital ID said Harry speaking out encourages more people to admit their own struggles without shame. So once again, the Duke of Impact doing his thing. And I mean, do we expect anything less now? They want to keep going at Harry for anything and everything he says. And I know that when Harry speaks about things like this, he's speaking out about it in order to help other people feel brave and feel able to speak about it also. He's not speaking about it because, from a place of selfishness. He knows that he's privileged. So I just get so annoyed when I see, people kind of using these very backhanded or basically just like beating him up and saying, "Oh, like you're privileged. Like, what would you know?" Like he's not coming out and saying this, feeling sorry for himself. He wants to give other people the courage to talk about these things. Um, Clean, yeah. A rodent got a journalist that knows a lot of things about a lot of people, and what does he have on you? Might a DA or judge think? Yep. I mean, he was friends with, or at least had some type of contact with Jason Knopf. Apparently, they went to the same school together. So, yeah. Yes, Annie, they are angry because Harry and Meghan are not responding. Funny, Harry and Meghan's big crime is that they got away. Yeah, nothing has changed since Caroline Flack's death. They did it to Caroline Flack. They did it to Amy Winehouse. They did it to Paul. Sorry, is his name? Is it Paul Gascoigne? The footballer Gascoigne. He was lucky though. He lived, but damn, didn't he go through hell? Hell upon hell. Just survived by the skin of his teeth. Gascoigne, for those of you who don't know, was one of England's finest footballers in his heyday. And he got involved in, or he basically just descended into alcoholism and drug use. And the British press just tore him to pieces. It's like they literally enjoyed the downfall of one of the best football players of his time and just piled on top of him. So he was lucky to survive. Um, Diane, some people think they need to be abused in order to get good press, but lessons of recent years suggest it's best to not start down that path and get trapped. Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially in this age of reality TV, they're just like, "Oh, I'll put up with it." And pretty much do anything for fame, and they think that they can handle that life, and it just gets to them. And this is why, like, it's really important, like, when you enter this game, to have to actually come with talent or at least some good business sense, because now you have a lot of people that are just coming in, and the only way that they can stay in the news is by doing crazy stuff, by getting battered by the press because they haven't got anything to offer. And in the end, a lot of them just can't handle it. I don't think anyone who's truly human can. Mm. Right, Morgan is desperate to use H&M to stay relevant. He's very sad and unloved. I think even if he was loved, it wouldn't make a difference. I just think the guy is a narcissist. Yeah, Laurie, instead of focusing on the topic, they talk about the haircut, seriously. But, they can talk about the haircut all they want, but people tuned in, they listened, they got the message, and look at what they were searching. So it doesn't, like, no matter how much they try to distract from the work that the Sussexes are doing, they're not succeeding. Yes, Crystal, Harry's looking fine. Can you imagine, like, when they finally get that beach shot of, like, just Harry chilling by the beach, looking ripped, looking ripped with his fresh cut. I mean, at least they can actually talk about his haircut, unlike some so-called world sexiest bold men we know. Like, I'm still not over that one. Harry's the world's sexiest ginger. Okay. Oh, thank you so much, Dorothy Ross, for the super sticker. Happy Saturday. Uh, Treasure. Harry's haircut was fantastic and it looks absolutely cute on him, so I don't know what these royalist morons are talking about. Yeah. They mad. Helene, he takes away the stigma around mental illness and makes inner work popular. People look into this because of him. He's one of the real power in the family and he's using it right. Indeed. Yes, Joyce, it doesn't matter what narrative the press try to paint. People are seeing past it. The only people that are still invested in what the press say are just the dumb subjects. Nobody else is actually paying attention to this stuff. Like they're just stuck in their own little bubble. They can stay there. Okay. What else did I have today? Ah, yes, this one quickly. So apparently, this is the some of the commemorative plates that they had for the Queen's Jubilee, and if this is like some kind of premonition of what's to come, then this Jubilee is just going to be a disaster. So apparently, there was a typo on the plates. And I mean, is it just me or does the actual I mean, I'm sorry that I didn't get a better and bigger image, but doesn't the whole thing just kind of look like a mess? It looks like a 10-year-old designed this. Like even the picture of the queen, like this doesn't look like I mean, maybe this is the cheaper stuff because I did see another Jubilee set that was released um a couple of months ago, and that was about £150. Like it looked like proper fine china. It didn't look anything like this. But this was part of a merchandise set that was printed or created for the Jubilee, and there was a typo. It said the Platinum Jubilee. Oi. This is the lack of professionalism that we're dealing with. This is what Megan had to deal with. Can you imagine being a perfectionist? Yeah, true for Dilly. They are really reaching with their hair analysis. I mean, look at how many stories they printed. Yes, Cheryl, Harry and Meghan have mastered the art of choosing their battles wisely. Indeed. They are so much more mature and level-headed than I am because if it's me and I have all the lawyer money, I'm hiring all of the lawyers. You know when like Mr. Burns releases the hounds in The Simpsons, that would be me with lawyers if if I was in Harry and Meghan's position. Release the lawyers, release the hounds all day, every day. Yeah, or the impossible. You literally can't make it up. Like I said, at least Harry has a haircut because he got hair. Lydia, you know some heads rolled with this one. Jubilee is funny. Well, Jubilee is actually a saying here in the UK. They say lovely Jubilee. So I don't know. They could have just covered it up and been like, oh, it was totally meant to be like that. Um, Mrs. S, does anyone remember when Prince Bucktooth the First, the future used to be cute? My brain can't seem to reach that far. How could a product of Diana look so dated at such a young age? Yes, I do remember when he literally looked like a Disney prince. He was a literal walking, talking Disney prince. Like the uniform and everything. But you know what? If you're evil on the inside, it will show on the outside. Yes, Dorothy. Oh, so nice to see you, Dorothy. Thank you always for your donations. Yes, it looks a wee bit jubbly. Helene, do you get jello with it? I don't know. Uh, yeah, choices. It's just ugly. Like this is not what I would expect from, Jubilee, or just any type of royal commemorative cutlery. Like we have some royal stuff in our house. Like we've got or my mum had stuff even from Diana and Charles's wedding, and we've got all the stuff from Harry and Meghan's wedding as well. And it never looks anything like this. Um, Mumbles and stumbles are heading the match committee. Thus, we get the job. uh, yes, let's celebrate the Jubilee. I'll celebrate the Jubilee. I'm not celebrating the Jubilee. Yes, just ignore Piss Moron. He'll get crazier the more he's ignored. Is at this point, it's just glorious watching his demise. Mm, um, yeah, yeah, Roseanne, release the hounds. Release the hounds, release the lawyers. I'm pretty sure Harry and Meghan have attack dogs on their premises. Um, Jubilee, Jubilee's a waste of money. They could be feeding the hungry. And there will be so many more hungry people because literally yesterday, I think, Rishi Sunak came out and said that there's absolutely no way they're going to be able to lower the cost of energy. So for sure, people are really going to feel the squeeze. I think they're looking at something. Is it like a 50% rise or something in household bills? So that's energy, electric, gas, and water. It's just ridiculous. And people's it's not like people's pay rates are going up and national insurance is going up. And I don't have the story on me at the moment, but there was something that came out the other day about a secret, or not really like a secret, but just like a group, like a very elitist group in the UK, um, who were basically given billions in COVID contract money, and a lot of those contracts were never fulfilled. Um, they were basically just illegal contracts, and you know that a lot of the people in that group were probably just friends of government. They were just dishing out money, and everybody knows that this was happening. They were just dishing out money to their friends, to their associates, to their political donors, and none of that money actually went to um, fulfilling the requirements for whatever COVID related contracts um, that they were meant to fulfill. So a lot of money has been wasted, and the taxpayer is going to have to pay for that somehow. Mm. Oh, Mad Wilson, you'll give me hope for a better world. Thank you. uh, but the UK has so many problems. It was crazy to be planning a big party. That money should be used for the people. It should be. Oh, Dorothy Rod, you still have the Queen's coronation mug. I was 8 years old at the time. Well, hang on to it because a lot of these things, when someone passes away, they tend to be worth more. So if you've got children or nieces and nephews, give them these things because at some point they might actually be worth something and they can sell them off. Like in my house, we collect the front pages of newspapers on very particular days. So, for example, like American presidential inaugurations, like we've got the front, or we've got the papers from those days, like basic going all the way back um, to like Bush Senior. My mum has always collected newspaper fronts for like important days. So things like that are actually worth quite a lot if you keep them for a long time. Helene, I wouldn't spend my hard-earned money on it because it's pricey as hell. Are you talking about the the W stuff? I mean, I don't know how much this set was meant to be, but I know the other set they put out was meant to be like £150. I think Diane, you have literally summed it up. just so perfectly. Commemorative plates appear to have been cooked up in an easy bake oven by Fisher Price. Oh my god, Fisher Price was like my childhood. But that is literally what they look like. Thank you. Joyce Bolt, why spend millions to celebrate someone living off the taxpayers for 70 years without really doing anything impactful over seven decades? Yeah, I don't understand why they honestly just can't pay for it themselves. Um, those plates will be worth a lot in the future. You know what? Maybe they will be. I mean, I don't know if they're going to release them or sell them anyway, but I think they probably will be worth quite a bit in the future. Ginger Lily, with everything going on with Bojo the clown, are they really going to go all out with this Jubilee? They probably will, just to distract from it. They can't read the room. I mean, they got 100,000 complaints about Philip, and they're still going ahead with some other ceremony thing in the springtime. I want a Jubilee mug. I actually do want one as well, to be honest. But I won't be buying any of the actual Jubilee stuff. New medals coming to all who attend. In this instant, the spare looks better than the air. They have ethical issues for sure. The Jubilee. Are we just going to call it the Jubilee now? I think we should just call it the Jubilee. The Jubilee money is a crime. So many homeless, hungry children, abused women. Yeah, it is a dang crime. Okay, I think I'm just gonna go. Um, okay, I think I've gotten through most of your comments. Yes, please, everybody like the video. Oh, 570 in the chat. So, on to Catherine. Obviously, we know that she's now a patron of England Rugby. And look at the difference. I had to point this out. So on one side you see where they announce Harry was patron. Just listen to the language. We're delighted to announce that Prince Harry has taken over from the Queen as patron of RFU, and for Catherine, the Duchess of Cambridge has become patron of the Rugby Football Union. Read more. They are definitely not happy about this, I don't think. And Harry had such a bond with these guys. There was, of course, the rugby player who came out as HIV positive, and I believe that the Sussexes actually allowed him to use Sussex Royal, the Instagram page, when he had it up to announce this because apparently he was being blackmailed. And they just had such an amazing connection with this organization, particularly Harry. And I just want to play something that I found. Just let me find it. I'm going to share the screen with you. Just give me a sec. Share. Can you guys see that? Just let me know if you can see it. I think you can see it. So I'm just going to play this. And I mean, it pretty much just speaks for itself. I mean, just look at his reaction. Just look. Like this guy knows what's going on. Look. I'll let it play one more time. I mean, this guy, his eyes are shifting around. Just like he knows what's up. Like he can't even fake being the video was a little bit like glitchy, but if you couldn't see like his eyes really said it all. Just like shifting, like what on earth is this woman talking about? Because he can tell that she is not genuine. Um, and I don't say this to be mean. I'm just keeping it real here. This is sad for the patronages. This just shows how selfish the royal family is in regards to these patronages. Because really and truly, there's no reason why, if Harry wanted to continue working with England rugby, he could have remained a patron for them. The people there loved him, and he was bringing a lot of attention and doing a lot of great work. So you know, it's just really it's unfortunate for the patronages because they can see what's up. They can see what's up. Yeah, Chief and Diddy, he can't fake it. He literally he can't fake it. This man is just like, nope, he's not gonna stand here. Smiling. What was she attempting to say? I've got no idea. I actually tried to listen to the audio several times. This is like the grown adult version of the infamous "What else" clip when the children asked about Harry and Meghan. Yes, good plenty. It's a side eye, then the eye roll for me. Um, yeah, Cheryl. He said, "What the hell is she saying?" Um, like, like what? Jelly, she needs an Ebonics class. What, so she can speak in Ebonics? I don't think Catherine would ever. She hasn't got the swag to speak in Ebonics anyway. Um, yeah, Amy, they did it to split Harry, to split Harry, but the Sussexes are doing real work and having an impact globally. Yes. I don't know what impact that Catherine will have on England rugby, especially when I hear, please correct me if I'm wrong, but isn't she doing a solo tour um, for um, what is it for early years? Apparently, she's meant to be doing a solo tour for early years. So I don't know how she's going to focus on England rugby or any of her other patronages because there was that one who called her out for not seeing them for what 8 years. Yeah, Terry, it was done to spite Harry, but really and truly, they've just spited England rugby. Yes, Petra, real people can see straight through fake people, and real people are not gonna be fake around other fake people. He let everybody know what he was thinking with that face. Yeah, Joseph, he was like, "What is this woman mumbling about? We want Harry." At the end of the day, like you shouldn't give someone a role that they're not fit for. Mad wisdom. Tell the queen her people are starving, their children are freezing. How about a crust of bread and a blanket? The royals and number 10 told the people to eat cake. Exactly. Oh, and so did Carol Middleton with her Jubilee cupcake toppers. You watched my other live the other day. Yeah, Helene, Harry came to the banter. She came to the photo op. If there's that troll, you can absolutely block them. Thank you for blocking the troll. I just find it funny how those type of people will sit here and say we need better hobbies when you're literally sitting in my live. Um, but we need better hobbies. How can you come to somebody else's live and say we need better hobbies? Like you're clearly enjoying it, hun. Truthfully. That's why she's so obscured. She thinks she can chat poo poo and get away with it. She's insulting the public while grinning, and the royal family are insulting everyone by pushing her out on us. I mean, there has been so much media on Catherine the last couple of weeks. But what's interesting is there's also been, and I don't know if this is coming out of Clarence House, there's also been numerous articles basically making it very clear that it's Camilla that's the future queen consort, and that the queen is very happy that Camilla is the future queen consort. So I think there's definitely a little bit of pushback coming from Clarence House. Vinny, those two will never be able to bring to those two charities what Meghan and Harry did and could in the future. They hardly visit their current charities. Yup. Hmm. Okay. Oh, Anastasia's coming to Denmark. Okay. Didn't know that. All right. I think there was one more thing that I wanted to mention. Oh, yeah, just an update on the Andrew situation. So Prince Andrews is going to give evidence under oath next month in his court case. And so that's pretty much all about that. This thing is dragging on, and yeah, it's going to drag on until we get some kind of justice. I believe that this is basically just going to end in a payout. I mean, I think Virginia and her lawyers are going to try their best to get um some kind of actual charge, but I just don't think it's going to come to that. I don't think he's going to be charged. I think at the most he'll have to pay out. Um, Diane, why did she have the stout woman lift her up in the air like a cheerleader? Rara says Bumba. I don't know. Maybe they just decided to do it themselves. Let me change the picture to something more lovely. Ah, yes, our favorite fabulous faves. Do you know? I just find it so hilarious that like trolls will come in here and talk about how we have better things to do. Like, yes, we like to have discussions about the royals, about Harry and Meghan, but when we're not doing this, we're fundraising, we're doing community events, we're helping each other out, we're supporting each other emotionally. By the way, thank you everybody who gave your prayers to Edith the other day. I hadn't seen her comment in a while, and I just wondered how she was doing, and she did respond and say that her and her son were doing okay. So thank you so much for supporting her and sending your prayers to her. That's why I'm here in this community, because I know firsthand just how much we help each other. You guys know that I'm very close to Tina, and there are things that Tina has done for me, the way she's reached out and helped me, that even some close friends that I've known for years wouldn't help me like that. So I won't stand for anyone making fun of this community, saying that we're sad. What are we doing with our time? Like, we have built the most amazing community, and I've had people um, do the most wonderful things for me, things that people I have known for years wouldn't do for me. So I won't stand for that kind of trolling. Dorothy Ross, they're running out of royals who are able to work. Well, yes, they are, but doesn't Charles want his slimmed down monarchy? I mean, what are they going to do if they get rid of Anne? Because Anne does like what, 300 engagements a year? So they're going to get rid of the hardworking ones. Breaking news on BBC: the Queen has announced she wants Camilla, the Duchess of Cornwall, to be known as Queen when Prince Charles. Is that true? Is that true? Child, I have to check that. Let me just check that. Do you know what? It's BBC, so it could be that could be PR from Clarence House, to be honest. No, I think the Queen said that she wants her to be Queen Consort, not um Queen. I would be very surprised if she used the title as Queen. Um, um, Arnold, the Queen really did hate Diana. I believe that she did. I've always said if you go back to the footage of when the Queen was going up and down and talking to people at Diana's funeral, if she was not wearing black, I've always said that you wouldn't know if that was a funeral or an engagement because her behavior was that of just a normal engagement. And I really don't have time for people that say things like, oh, but the royals aren't allowed to show emotion. A human being would show emotion when someone dies, especially if that is the mother of your grandchildren. And I think that the day of Diana's funeral, I think that the royal family realized that none of them, even the Queen, when she passes, I do not think will get the reception that Diana did. Just the deep emotion that people felt. There's a documentary that I always recommend on Netflix, and I believe it's called The 7 Days That Shook Britain. And it's all about the days leading up to, from Diana's death to her to her funeral, and it literally illustrates the way in which Britain, this country that prides itself on having a stiff upper lip, had a mental breakdown. Britain literally had a mental breakdown. The night they announced her death, there was and you can go look this up. I'm not making this up. There was a surge on the electricity power lines because people got up, or more people were up than usual that early in the morning. And what do British people do when they panic? They make tea. So you had everyone, putting the kettles on, putting the TVs on. It was huge. I think sometimes it's only when I've looked back at it now, um, that I remember just how much this country was in turmoil. And I think the royal family knew then none of them were ever going to be as popular or as liked as Diana. And when they saw how popular Meghan was getting and Harry were getting, they just knew that they had to try and destroy them. Um, oh, thank you, Mad Wisdom. I'm just happy that you guys are all here. That's all I ever asked for. If you can't make it, just come when you've got time. We've all got lives. Shirley. Oh, but by the way, everyone, I don't actually have anything else to add for this podcast. I'm just going to go through your comments now. So thank you, everyone, for coming. I hope you had a great Saturday. Meghan is a hard act to follow. What else is Kate going to do? I don't feel sorry for anyone who can watch while her brother and sister-in-law gets hammered. Yeah. I mean, they still have said nothing about how Harry and Meghan were treated. And they're just hoping that it's all going to go away. Um, there can only be one Prince Harry and Duchess Meghan, so every other royals can take on their leftovers. They are in peace. Yeah, they wanted the spotlight. They've got it now, and they still mad. Um, Oh, you just came across your phone and I started listening to this. Oh, well, welcome, darling. Please do like and subscribe. Randy Andy is the only one at KP who's not sweating. Are you sure, Joseph? Joseph, you're always coming with a good shade. Uh, okay, so I think I'm gonna let someone have the last word of the day. Yes, Joseph. Also, the bar is low for royal work. Well, there never really has been such a thing as royal work, has there? Showing up to places, cutting ribbons, waving, pouring champagne on boats. Like that was literally, by the way, for those of you who don't know, that was Kate's first engagement. Go back or like search for Kate's first engagement online, and that was literally it. She poured champagne on a boat. Yeah, Annie, that's what tampon chuck asked for, a slim down monarchy. Okay. Church Nelly, behave. I'm not putting your comment on the screen. Church Nelly, if we ever meet in real life, I'm taking your phone. I'm going to take your phone and I'm going to ring up the phone company and tell them that Church Nelly is to never have a phone again. Ah, I love you, Church Nelly. Um, okay, who's gonna have the last word? Um, who's gonna have the last word? Oh, Jonathan Ross, I cried for a week after news of hearing of Diana's death. A lot of people did. Oh, Kat Harlem, it was just posted on CNN. The Queen will use the Jubilee to give blessing for Camilla to use the title. Well, we'll see what the British public have to say about that. Oh, Joyce, the 7 Day that shook the world is really good and so emotional. I'm so glad you've watched it. It really is good, isn't it? Yeah, it's completely different from a lot of the other documentaries that's been done on Diana because it focuses really on the British people and also I guess how the firm handled it. Okay, I think I will end on Cheryl's comment because I think this is perfect. No matter what any of them do, no weapon formed against Meghan and Harry will ever prosper. I agree. Um, we'll add Maggie's emojis to top off the end as well. Thank you so much, everyone, for coming. As always, thank you everyone who joined memberships, mods, for keeping on top of the trolls. I think there were quite a few in the conversation today. And yeah, I will see you in the next one. It'll probably be pre-recorded. Sorry, I haven't I've been scripting pre-recorded videos, but I just have not got around to actually sitting down and recording them. They actually take a lot more effort than lives, which is why you've probably noticed that I'm preferring to do lives now. But I will go back to pre-recorded. So I guess I will see you in the next one, my lovelies. And thank you so much. Have a great day, afternoon. See you soon.